Yura, I'm Delvene Cockatoo-Collins. I'm a Cornamuka artist and I live and work here on Minjerribah, North Stradbroke Island, where my arts practice and art studio is based. Art is a great way to share messages, and I think in that space, as I continue to share these messages, whether it's spending time with my mum, the beautiful natural environment, the written words of my grandmother, I've become more confident with sharing that. It's a gentle way to sometimes get a really strong message across. Most visits to the airport, I'm straight into the terminal, and this time we got to go behind the scenes into the biodiversity zone, and there was a lot of highlights, and one was standing underneath one of the planes as it was arriving, and so overwhelming. From there we went around towards one of the creeks and then seeing the biodiversity zone. For me, the surprising part was how much it looked like everywhere else around the bay, and that it's still part of the airport. There was still this amazing space where, you know, you could access and think this is what it would have looked like 100, 200, 300 years ago. We're using the rust from Crib Island, the biodiversity zone, to help soak the colour. The bark we'll use to pop in the pot to use as the dye. This will soak for about 24 hours, and then I'll look at what the patterns have emerged, and I really want to map that sort of space and some of the other items that we've picked up. After the ink is dried, I'll apply a protein in different sections, and in that part, that colour will be enhanced from this eucalypt bark that we've collected from the biodiversity zone. We're going to run two through, the cotton canvas and the linen, and then we'll form a basis for me to follow those lines to get to that final outcome. This was a colour that came out, so that's all the rust from the beach and the bark. And now I'm just applying another layer to speak about the land and sky and the sea around the airport. This top part is meant to be, you know, the late afternoon sun that comes across. My island where I live, where my people are, people traded between here and there, so it's, yeah. So we had the shell and reed necklaces, and the mob over here had the brigalow spears.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
At the moment, I'm calling it land, sea and sky, because that's what it is. It's going to be a beautiful layer, a great base layer, and there's Chris, a graphic designer, who's going to be working with it. The thing that I didn't anticipate happening while I'm doing this artist in residence is to meet people and find a connection with them. And for me, it shows you that if you dig deep enough, there'll be some form of an understanding of each other. Sometimes it's quite overwhelming to think how important the work is. So I need to make sure that it's going to truly reflect what I'm trying to represent. So it's not really about me anymore, it's about the people that are viewing it and wearing it. I'm quite nervous actually. Now that the artwork has been completed and handed over, I just have this sense of relief and excitement about where it's going to go. Seeing the reaction at the launch for Reconciliation Week when this was shown and shared, I feel really comfortable now, really happy to see how it's been accepted. It is a really proud moment for me to see this artwork being added to the collection that's already across the airport site. To know that my work will be a welcome for international visitors to Brisbane makes me feel really proud knowing that this will be a welcoming piece.